Okay, so we left off on our last video where we were able to move our paddles, but they went off the screen. And if you've ever played this game before, you're not allowed to do that. So we need to go ahead and fix that behavior on the paddles. If you've been thinking about it, what do you need to do? What you need to do is to get this paddle to only move upward when I press the W key if a certain condition is met. Right? And the answer to the problem is, what is that condition? And if we were thinking about this in English, the way that you would put this condition is you would say, move up if I press the W key, but only if this sprite's Y position is less than a certain number. Right? So how can we translate that into code? Well, here is where I'm pressing the up arrow, and this is the code that's actually moving the paddle. And so if we want to check for a condition before executing this code, well, we would need to use an if statement. Right? So let's put an if around that, and this is going to ask a question. If this is true, then do this. Right? And what should that true statement be? Well, if you look here under motion on the blue button, okay, let me go ahead and do this again. So got the if statement in here. And if you look at the motion tab for the blue button, well, if you scroll down, you can see there's a Y position for the blue button. Right? And so if I go up, I want the paddle to stop right about, let me put that outside, so right when it gets to there. So right when the Y position is at 120. So let's go ahead and put in that if statement, and we want to say while position is less than, right, 120. So to get the Y position, you just need to come here to motion, and you can just grab it, right? And this is the Y position of the blue button. And so now if I start and I move up, that doesn't work correctly. Okay, you know what? I actually did this for the S key, which is to move downward. Right? So let me go ahead and adjust this to move it up here for the W key, which is to move upward, and start over. Try that again. And you can see now my button, or my blue button, is not able to move up anymore because at a certain point this condition is not true. Right? And so we're kind of setting a ceiling for the blue button. And so we would want to do the same thing for the bottom wall. Right? And so what we can do is just duplicate this code. And this is going to be a little different though, because the Y position for this one needs to be greater than, right, or higher than this line right here. And we can see that the Y position is at negative 126. So we could just go ahead and take this out, get another operator, a greater than operator, go to motion, get my Y position. If Y position is greater than negative 125, and let's go ahead and change this to a -7 and click it back into position, hit it, test the ceiling is fine, test the floor, and that's working fine as well. Right? So that's the way that we're going to limit the movement of our paddles. And you can go ahead and use the same technique to limit the movement of the orange paddle as well.